This conference will now be recorded.
By the way, did you hear that this conference will now be recorded?
Yes.
Okay, good show. So we both know it's being recorded. So if we're ever going to get into passwords or anything like that, I will stop recording and I
Yep.
actually will block out the screen if we need to.
Yep.
And so these are teaching and training sessions for what we call our orientation session, and it's a review too for all members going through this using ICI World. The first thing we want to do is we go to the special website called ICIWorld.com, and we've installed ICI World on the favorites bar there. And the reason for that, all of these should be your top 10 items that you visit maybe once a week. That way you never have to type them in again ever for the rest of your life. If you remember listening to this and don't know how to do it, just make a note of it, and then your next appointment, when you make an appointment with us, we can talk about it in your appointment, how to make this a favorites bar so you never have to type things in again for the rest of your life. And then 10 minutes before your appointment time, you click on the webinar workshops. So I'm working with Al from Peterborough. And Al, welcome this morning. We're actually 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And I got to give you credit because you were already there when I logged in. That's great. Have you had your cup of tea yet?
Oh, I special coffee. Yes.
You have special coffee. I have my special tea. My tea is green tea with cinnamon and honey.
Oh, lovely.
And your special coffee?
We're on the keto diet and we've gone to this maple syrup stuff that's good for you and it tastes great.
Oh, very
Coffee.
good. I loved hearing about that stuff. And we're going
Yeah.
to maybe in the future have a little health session for all members too,
Good idea.
because I think every member I find has got wonderful ideas and sort of helping us be more healthy and live longer. And I enjoy talking about it. But this is a little orientation session, so let's get started.
Okay.
The first thing I asked Elle to do and is to install the ICI World app on his phone, which he pulled up his iPhone. It's an iPhone you're using, right?
Correct. Yes.
And when he went to the App Store, the first thing that it asked was to log in to Apple. And that'll happen if you're not already logged into Apple. That means you have to log into Apple in order to add an app. Is that correct?
Well, you're supposed to have the password, but it's a long story, but my phone became my wife's phone. And
Okay.
like they share the same Apple ID stuff. So since you and I have been talking, it's dropped that request. So I can push get.
Okay, but I'm glad that that came up as a topic because we've
Yeah.
got other members who have been unable to install any apps because of their issues. And
Oh,
so what we're suggesting is that you call Apple. So if there was an issue this morning with you, I would
mhm,
actually be giving you the telephone number for Apple,
mhm.
and then they would help you get by that little password issue so that you could go to the App Store and install it. In this
Mhm.
case, you've already solved it, so I'm not going to do it, but it's letting people know if you have an issue. Now, if the issue persisted while we were on the call, I have what they call workarounds for almost everything in the business here. Because I'm an assistant for 1,000 brokers and salespeople, I've learned how to just keep right on going using all the different tools of the internet. And what I would be suggesting you do is to open Google Chrome or Safari on the phone. You do not do it now. I just want to cover this as a subject matter. Other
Mhm.
people can bring it up later. I just want to let them know that these things can be solved and they can make an appointment with us here, and we would actually solve it, help them solve it. And then
Mhm.
what you would do is install one of our mobile websites. Now, we
Mhm.
think it's important for all brokers to learn about mobile websites because one of the important marketing plans for every member is to get your mobile website onto the phones of every one of your customers that you know, everyone in your sphere of influence. Uh, and I'm talking your prospects, your clients, family members, people if you're in a bowling league or workout gym or whatever. Eventually, you sit down, have a sandwich or something with them, and a topic always comes around to real estate. You want to let them know that you have MLS listings on your website that they can search for commercial and residential. Let them know you have exclusive listings on your website for commercial and residential. You got interior photos of homes, and depending on the website, people can do the same thing that they do with realtor.ca on your website. The websites that we supply, for instance, people can actually do a search for homes near me on your website, driving around maybe on a Sunday afternoon looking at open houses, and they can see all the information on all the houses they're driving by just by going homes near me on your personal website. We have a special arrangement to have all of this done with a special website. But by the way, were we going to talk to you about websites this morning, or is this a normal orientation I'm doing with you?
Just a normal one, because you and I have discussed that before.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So what we're doing now is making sure that you know how to add a shortcut to your phone for one of our mobile websites. And one easy way to see those mobile websites, and I'm going to point it out for purposes of this recording, I'm going to open up a new tab here, and I'm going to type in something special called ils.real estate. And we have many tools, and some of the tools, the same as you go to Canadian Tire or you go to Home Depot and you buy a red handle, a green handle, and a black handled screwdriver to put in your toolbox. These are tools that I call for an information toolbox. And I'm going to start by giving one tool, which is the ils.real estate tool. And I'm going to go down the page, and you're going to see that there's a list. It's kind of small. Let me see if I'm going to go. I'm hitting, oh, wait a minute, we're on a Mac. So we got to, do you know how to enlarge the screen just a little bit? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Stop there. Okay, that's nice. And I wanted people to see, these are what I call tools for a broker's information toolbox. So people can come here later and just go through all of these tools. And I like, because we created these things, is to find out which ones that you kind of like to use. These are shortcuts. They do not use up any resources on your phone. Someday when you try to get people to put your website on their phone, they're going to say, listen, my battery goes dead by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If I need the app, I'll get it, Al, but right now I don't want it. Well, if you tell them about the mobile website that you have, your website will be a mobile website. Mobile websites as a shortcut look like an app on your phone, but they are not an app. It's a shortcut. And shortcuts use 0 resources. So if you tell your friend who you're trying to get your website onto their phone, and they're putting up the objection that they've got too many and their phone goes dead and they don't need real estate right now, you tell them it's just a resource and it uses 0 resources. And maybe they might be more inclined to say, okay, I'll put it on. And next thing you know, they're with a friend of theirs and talking real estate, they can bring up your website and show them how real estate can be searched through your own personal website. So now that you're a member of ICIWorld, once you have that website going, we put all the links that are on ICIWorld, they should all be going onto your website so people can search exclusive real estate through your website, and you make that available to everyone in the community. Any questions on that?
No, good.
Okay, good show. Let's click back on ICIWorld. I'm going to let you do it. I like to point it out and let you do it. Okay, and we're suggesting that really there's only 2 things you do once you've gone through this orientation session. For the rest of the year, you're basically just going to search from time to time. And I set it as a challenge for every single person in the world that you should be able to do the searches within 3 to 5 or 7 seconds. That's it. There should not take any longer. And the reason is you could be standing in line at Tim Hortons. You can click on search, which maybe what I'm going to do starting now. Can you do it on your phone? Have you installed the app, by the way?
No, as it turns out, I have to get the password from my wife. She's
you still do, eh? Okay,
yeah.
So okay, so this is wonderful. Can you open up Google Chrome on your phone?
Yep. I don't know about Google Chrome.
If you have it, let me know. If you don't have it, open up Safari.
I don't know if there's Chrome or not. I don't know.
Okay, can you open Safari?
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, good show. And can you type in go to a site called ils.real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to pull up one of our newer websites that has just come up.
Okay.
And do you have that on the screen?
Yes.
Good. Do you see a little up arrow at the bottom of the screen, which is the share button?
Now the download or
It's actually,
yeah, square
it's a
with an
share.
arrow. Yeah.
It's a little up arrow trying to escape down at the bottom.
Box.
Click
Yes.
on that.
Uh-huh.
And you'll notice there's a choice for a plus sign to add to home screen if you scroll through the choices that are there.
All right, I might have screwed that up then.
Let me see if I can even bring it up here. I'm going to bring it up here. Just see if you can find a plus sign that says add to home screen.
Add bookmark. Add to home screen, yes.
Okay, so add to home screen. And for the people online that are watching, I'm actually going to go and show you that little up arrow I'm talking about. Some people may have trouble with that. Oopsie daisy, I clicked on the wrong one. And it's actually down here under red, how to add a shortcut on an iPhone. And then it gives you another choice to add again.
Yes.
Can you click on that?
Did.
Okay, this is a commercial. I'm going to skip the commercial. There we go. And add, I think you have to add one more time if I'm not mistaken.
Here with another iPhone 5S quick. I'm going to show you how to.
We're doing two things at once, people. So
yeah.
I'm going to open up Safari.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop. You see that little share button down at the bottom? That's what we clicked on for people that are listening to this later. And then I'm going to click on it one more time and catch up to Al because he's already ahead of us.
It's going to load the website.
Okay, and then once you click on the share button, bingo, there's going to be a little option that has a plus sign that says add to home screen. And that is what Al has already clicked on.
Add to a reading list. The one that we're going to worry about is this add to home screen option right here. If I tap on that, it loads up the screen where I can rename this. You see it's kind of populated.
In our case, it's going to say ils.realestate, and you've clicked on the add button at the top right or wherever it was on yours?
Yes.
Okay, good show. And then there was a choice to click add one more time. So you should have it on your phone now.
Yes, I do.
If they don't, we're just
okay, very good. So I'm not going to play this any longer because we've kind of covered that. But are you able to go on your phone and find it?
Yes.
Now, on my phone, when I add a shortcut, it's on the last page, and I sort of have to drag it to the front page to get it onto the front page.
Right.
Okay, very good. So if you could go ahead and open the ils.realestate on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do is I think I might just even give it a little example of that. Hang on one second.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I guess we're both awake now. Okay, so this happens to be the front page of my phone, and I'm calling the ICIWorld starting at the top right corner. That's the app when you get it installed. This one here is a shortcut, and these two here are both shortcuts. These are all little different tools. The one that you've installed is this one here called ILS. I'm going to go ahead and click on it on my phone. I'm clicking on it and it should open up, and there it goes. So I'm calling this 1 second to open this on your phone, and you have it open on your phone. When you click on it, it's 1 to maybe 2 seconds if there's a delay. Now, in the middle, you're going to see the word search. Can you please click on it? And whenever you're with me, if you could just say the word done, that helps me go faster.
That's right. I remember
so
now.
that I don't have to wait. And it's easy for me to hear because we're talking through Bluetooth headsets and through the internet and computers, and the word done just helps me hear it more clearly. Now, as I go down, you'll see that I could click on commercial right away. You can click right on the picture. Now, do you want to do a commercial search or a residential search?
We'll go commercial on this one.
Okay, on this one. So click right on the picture, or if you notice, if I went down far enough, it says search commercial with the pink button down there. But I'm going to click on the picture. Can you do the same? And a form comes up, which allows you to make choices to search anything in the world. And this is why for our international brethren, the Certified International Property Specialist, 4,000 around the world, the CCIMs, there's 20,000 around the world, and all the people that look to invest in real estate, there's millions, and the 2 million realtors in North America. This is a simple widget that allows choices for virtually anything to be searched. And because we specialize in exclusive real estate, it's very exciting because we think all realtors should have this service, providing it to the community as well as their real estate board listings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, go down to the very bottom of the page and just click on the search database, which is down near the bottom of the form itself, search database. It's just above the word to advertise. And when you click on it, just say done.
Oh, search database? Yeah.
Yes, please, on your phone.
Yeah.
And I'm clicking it on my phone. And literally, it's 1 second to click, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason it's 1 second is we're 7 a.m. on a morning, and there's hardly anybody on the internet as much as there's going to be in another several hours. In fact, at 9 p.m. Eastern time, or pardon me, 12 p.m. Eastern time is 9 a.m. West Coast time. You've got like 100 million people getting online from San Diego right up to California, San Francisco, right up into Portland, Seattle, Washington, and even West Coast of Canada. And that sort of slows the internet down, in my opinion, just a tiny bit, because there's a lot of traffic and things going on. But in the morning at 7 a.m., you don't have the kids at school coming home and getting on the internet and videos and all that stuff. So it's pretty quick. And so if you have a chance to do your internet stuff, we suggest doing it early in the morning because it's very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see absolutely listings coming in from absolutely any place in the world here. And if you wanted information on that very first one, you just have to click on it. Let's click on it. And can you please tell me the date on the listing? We're doing a seminar with Al on October the 20th.
Oh, October 19th was this
and
one.
October 19th is a listing that was just put in on Saturday, and we're actually on a Sunday morning here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that they're coming in daily. I'm going to hit the back button once, and I go back to the list. Do you go back to the list?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to hit the back button again. Now I go back to the form, but I think you get kicked out back to the beginning, if I'm not mistaken.
I go the same as you.
Oh, so you're back to the form?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sometimes people will get kicked out back to the beginning, and you have to click on commercial one more time. And we're working on those things. Keep in mind, everything we're doing, we are out on the internet, way out there, cutting edge technology, and we're building these things as we go. So people have to have, and we've been doing it for 25 years. The wonderful thing is it's a solid database that's been working for 25 years. We've had glitches along the way, which we have solved, and we have our own server, and it's just working marvelously out there. And that's what I'm excited about. Everything that you see on the screen can be improved from a display point of view down the road. But this is what's working smoothly now, and I just like to make one small step each time before we make changes. Because we've got so many thousands of people using it, we don't want to have an interruption of service.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and also it takes a lot of money to do a lot of these extra things, and we're doing it as we make it. There's literally zero debt on our company. And
Great.
for an internet startup company, that's absolutely amazing, but it's taken us many years to get here. We did not start like with $20 million of investment funds like some of the other companies out there, like LoopNet and some of these other companies, which are wonderful services, by the way. But we're trying to keep the budget down for everyone, and that's what we're doing. And it seems to be working out successfully. Okay, next, I'm going to have you change the business area from select world area. Halfway down, you'll see the business area.
Oh, hang on a second. Okay. Business area. Yes. Oh, no.
Let's change it to Canada. In our case, if you were in the US or any place in the world, you'd change it to your country. And we add cities and regions as we go along. In other words, if somebody requests it, that's when we'll add it. but right now, can you please choose Canada if you can?
I did. Done.
Okay, and then thank you. And then Ontario.
Done.
And I believe you're in Eastern Ontario with Peterborough, right?
I believe you're correct. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go Eastern Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's zero in on Peterborough initially,
Mm-hmm.
which I did. And by the way, all these cities are only added on request by licensed real estate brokers and salespeople. So if you're a broker in Kansas City or a broker in Florida or some other place and you want an area added, that's when we add them. We're just going to add them when we have requests from members.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go down to the bottom and search the database. And I get 75. Up at the top, you should see 1 of 100 of
1 of
75.
75. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, actually, I'm going to move this little thing down there out of the way. Okay, there. That's my go to meeting little button, shows that we're active. Now, wanted franchised automobile dealers, wanted apartment buildings anywhere in Ontario. So let's click on the wanted apartment buildings, 40 plus units anywhere in Ontario. Let's click on that.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the areas were selected properly by this particular member. And you'll see that it's a gentleman named Mark Rousseau from Aurelia.
Excellent.
Theoretically, if you had an apartment building of 50 units, you could call him up right now
Yeah.
and line up an appointment. You could be making $75,000 by next week.
Exactly.
So that's the exciting part about all of this service. And I think it's a absolute gold mine that real estate brokers in the world have not discovered yet, and that we're building it one at a time, and they're just kind of learning about it.
Yeah.
And I'm so pleased, and I thank you for the opportunity to show all of this to you, Al.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's how the information is being displayed for a want. The other nice thing about this, if you hit the back button and go back to the wants here, you'll see that there's one in the middle for a 120 room flag hotel, somebody that wants it.
Right.
Now, we have hotels that are wanted basically all over the United States and Canada. We're suggesting that a real estate broker or a salesperson should be checking in on these haves and wants once every day or two. And the reason is then that way, if you see a new want for a restaurant in Peterborough, or this hotel, for instance, could you, the next time you either go to a restaurant or a hotel, ask to speak to the owner?
Yeah.
And could you say, listen, I happen to be in real estate. If I could get you the price you wanted for your hotel, would you consider selling?
I like that.
It's a simple question. It's free to ask, and it can end up making you $100,000 depending on what it is who you're talking to.
Exactly.
So if it's a restaurant and the restaurant is $350,000 and he says, sure, I'll sell it, but I don't want to give you a listing. Our service is all about that and how to handle it. And we have some special videos that people can listen to that. If you go to ICIWorld.com, you click on seminar. That's the beginning of where you can learn how to handle exclusive information. There's 4 videos there that everyone should get through, and everyone, no matter what, should be making connections every 90 days here to do deals, or at the very least trigger leads to do deals. Now, in the case of this particular hotel, if you're driving by and you see a hotel, you could stop in and ask to speak to the owner, or the next time you stay at any hotel in the world, you could do all of this research to absolutely any place you travel in your everyday travels as you're going along. That's what I kind of like about it from a broker's point of view. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If you happen to be staying over someplace, why not ask to speak to the owner? Okay. So that's another good way. And then at the same time, let's hit the back button once and go back to the list.
Okay.
And the third line from the bottom says age. Sort on field age. Change it to price.
Oh, okay.
and do another search. So here are the very same 75 listings that are now sorted by price. Isn't that neat?
Very.
Okay, so you can go right to the price range that kind of interests you. I notice most of these are wants for your area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hit the back. We can see all the haves and the wants all together. Let's hit the back button once.
Mm-hmm.
And let's choose the fifth line from the top. It says have, want, select.
Mm-hmm.
And let's change it to a have.
Okay.
And
Done.
go down to the bottom and search the database. And we're down to 11.
11. Mm-hmm.
Right. So there's 11 opportunities. There's a marina, for instance, the second one down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and click on that one and open it up. And there's the information on the marina. Now you notice that there's no addresses here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at her name, Nadia, you see her name, Nadia?
Mm-hmm. Mohammed.
Yes. The control is regular client.
Nice.
If it was MLS, it would say MLS.
Well, Century 21, it might be.
This is a regular client. This is not on MLS.
Okay, so this could be exclusive, I guess. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And it might not even be a listing at this point.
Okay.
You see, in Ontario, you can network information as long as you do not identify the property or give an address.
Mm-hmm.
You can say $1 million home, Peterborough area on the lakefront, double car garage, ground level, family room overlooking at the lake. You can say stuff like that without an address,
Mm-hmm.
without having a signed listing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when someone calls you, you must not give them the address or identify the property
Mm-hmm.
unless you have the consent of the owner in writing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so what you would tell the people is that in this particular case, you have to put an agreement in place first. But if you like, I'll try to set it up for next Saturday. Come to my office and we'll go from there. And then on the Friday, the day before you're showing, you try to go get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing to show it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now, that helps you to handle any situation where somebody says, I don't want to give you a listing, Al, but I will pay you a commission. You bring me a buyer and I'll pay you a commission.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you work that kind of information? Well, ICIWorld has been doing this flawlessly for 25 years. And if each salesperson learns how to do it properly, then there's absolutely no problem doing it. And it gives extra opportunities for you to do business. And what's wonderful about it, it gives the public way more choices to find opportunities in real estate. So MLS is still the backbone of our industry and always will be, but I don't think it should be mixed with information. And part of the reason is a lot of the information doesn't come to fruition sometimes. In other words, sometimes the property could end up getting sold, and there's various, maybe the owner decided to change his mind, things like that. So you sort of have to prepare people a little bit that information is like a gold mine. You have to sometimes dig through some dirt to get to the gold. But the gold is definitely here. We've had deals that are higher than at any real estate board in Canada. We've had deals like the largest real estate board in Canada has, the largest sale there was $28 million last year. And we've done 2 deals over $50 million. And that's because these were members who were able to network exclusive information that you could not do at a real estate board.
Right.
And there's, in fact, all our 50 pages of testimonials will show you deals that are being done that are not on a real estate board. But the good thing about what's going on is you have to be a licensed real estate broker or salesperson to do this. And we think that's absolutely wonderful because that way the public is protected from people getting problems by not having a realtor, because one of your important responsibilities you're looking after to make sure that sale goes smoothly and properly competently, professionally, with no problems. And that's what you provide to the public to protect them from all the scam artists, the fraud artists, and the time wasters and curiosity seekers and all that stuff. You handle all that stuff, and that's one of the reasons you earn commission. Okay, so I'm happy that we know how to get in and do searches, and we're going to move on to something else right now, if we may.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to switch the computer back to you and have you click on seminar when we get there. If you could click on the word seminar on the ICIWorld.com website. Once you show your screen.
So I have to go back on here, I guess.
Okay.
There we are. Okay. Where do I go now? Sorry.
Share your screen. Click on that.
Oh, share. Okay.
Thank you so much. And could you please click on seminar, Al? Right there. Thank you.
Done.
And we're just going to go down the page just a notch. Right there. Stop here. So we're recommending that every single member mark this down for webinars daily. By the way, do you have our orientation sheet printed out yet?
Yeah, it's at my office. I started printing it this morning and it didn't go through yet. But
oh,
so
I see. Okay.
Almost.
So we're suggesting that any notes you take, you do it on that. If you don't have it handy, maybe a pad of paper handy.
Yep.
And we're going to recommend you write this down to get through these 4 seminars on your own time. And the number 1 and number 3, that'll cover how to work exclusive information. Number 2 is similar to what we're doing today, a daily orientation. And number 4 is how to promote your website. By the way, you'll actually receive $100 towards advertising. If you listen to that, it'll show you how to do it. Okay, where else can you actually get $100? Listening to a video. Well, there it is, ICIWorld. ICIWorld's got it. Right there, listen to that one, how to promote your website. But let's move on. I'll leave that with you to look after on your own time. Anybody that hasn't made money within a 90-day period or triggered leads got to get through these 4 videos. Please click on member login up here.
Where'd you go?
Okay, if the GoToMeeting control panel is blocking your screen, you can click on the red arrow that's pointed to the right. It will minimize it. And now you should see member login.
There's an orange one. There we go. Okay.
Okay, member login.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah, if anybody, by the way, is on an Android with me or on a regular computer, Microsoft Windows, you click on the 2 little arrows at the top right-hand corner, which are pointed at each other. That will also minimize the screen, just a little different for each one. On the left-hand side, could we click on login, please? Good morning, sweetheart. Look at the pretty lady. My little niece is waking up right now.
I hope so.
Okay, and do you know your login? Say no right away if you don't.
I believe we came up with it. One moment.
Oh, okay.
Login name. It's my email, I think.
Okay. Come here. Do you want to see what I'm doing? I can show her what I'm doing with you. I'm talking with a gentleman on my headset here, and I'm on the computer and I'm showing him things. It's not going to be too interesting for you, but I just wanted to show you what I was doing. Okay, good. Alrighty, and so there we are. There's your renewal date. Everything looks good. Let's click on my record, please. And there's Al, and there's his information. He's with DNS Real Estate in Peterborough, Ontario. So anybody that has referrals for Peterborough, you definitely should consider Al. Al, can you put space in your postal code there? Good show. Everything else here look okay?
Yeah, I could put.
Do you have, by the way, do you have any designations?
No.
Okay, go down the page a little bit. I'm going to be recommending a CIPS designation for you. Also, the SRES is another good designation. There's a lot of great designations that you could end up getting someday. Those are a couple of the ones that that you could consider. Do you speak any other languages?
No.
For the people that do, you would actually put it in those comment section down here. And so this all looks good. Now, the cities that you get to, you've got Ontario, you got Peterborough. Can you put in there maybe Eastern Ontario, like you get outside of Peterborough a little bit? What are some of the other cities that you get to?
I haven't yet, but anything from Kingston, even Ottawa, Brockville, I have contacts there, but so I can do all of Eastern Ontario, right?
Okay, so why don't you put Eastern Ontario? Eastern Ontario, and if you want, if you've got some other cities that you feel you'll be doing business in or want to, you should maybe put them in there. You can actually
London,
add cities. Yep, just go ahead, comma, space, and do you want to list some other cities? What are the immediate cities within an hour of you, for instance?
Yeah. Well, I have a building I manage in London.
Okay, so you're going to be into London from time to time?
Time to time, yeah.
Okay. Keep going, comma, space. Oh, you can type past the end here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I should mention, but
okay.
Oh, Durham.
Capital D for Durham.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. If you want to mention individual cities, you could as well.
Okay.
Okay, and you can also come back here at any time and add things in there.
Yeah.
If you have any other specialties you do, you can mark them in there. I know people sometimes have waterfronts, some people have gas stations, some people have different kinds of businesses. Some people have new home condos, VIP condos, cottages. Anyways, so people can put those in and go down, fill in the spam blocker at the bottom, and click on Modify Record. Click on the OK that pops up. Good job. Okay, everything looked good there.
Good.
Alrighty, click on My Listings, please, on the left. And we have a bunch of listings. And Al, I think you were on this service once many years ago.
Correct.
And we have some old listings that we've kept here. We actually, this is a good time to cover it, that we do not delete listings here for 5 years. They go into an expired, inactive listing area. And a lot of these listings can sometimes be used for reference purposes and networking purposes.
Sure.
It's possible somebody can call you on some of these old listings from time to time. And in some cases, they might be sold. Well, what we recommend is sometimes people can ask others, you know, how much did it sell for? Could that be valuable information? The answer is yes. So the same as a real estate board has sold listings, expired listings, and all that, we have the same thing here. The difference is we allow them to be seen, but not clicked on. So the general public cannot click on them unless they are active listings.
Right.
Now, for the brokers who are members of the service and salespeople, you can click on, say, an older listing, and if it was here, say, 5 years ago, can it benefit you to find out how much that property, if you have a special buyer for a special kind of property and you can't find it, but you found it 5 years ago on here, could you call that broker and find out, you know, how much did it sell for? Can that be helpful or valuable information?
Of course, yeah.
Secondly, is it possible that, first of all, that building is still there even 5 years ago? The buildings haven't gone away. They're still there. And if the brokers are still alive, you can still talk to them. Is it possible that building could be coming back for sale again? And there's only one way to find out, and that's to give them a call. Next thing you know, you could be working on something special. And chances are, if that broker works that particular area and that kind of product, is it possible they know about other opportunities in the area that are not on ICIWorld? Is that possible?
Yeah.
So in other words, you can really use this for networking purposes to find out what's going on in an area by talking to a broker experienced in that area, and the listings help you identify what they've got experience doing. And lastly, if you have if you develop a good business relationship, which is the key to doing everything here with that other broker, is it possible that 2 or 3 weeks from now, they find a property that suits what you're looking for, calls you back, and you end up doing a deal? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
So there you go. So a lot of the older listings are used for that purpose. All right. Do you have anything new that we could be adding on here today, first of all?
I can't think of anything today.
Okay, do you have anything that might be coming for sale in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks or months?
I don't have anything specifically right now.
Okay.
Possibly
You-
another multi-unit, but it's currently listed on MLS with somebody else.
I gotcha. Okay, so that shows that people should always be checking the MLS first whenever they search. We recommend that. But being realtors, we also suggest that you don't leave out the exclusive information in the marketplace as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
All right, now, do you have any buyers looking for anything?
What do I have? My main one, he wants an investment property with one tenant, but a real cherry one, you know, like a bank.
Okay, so we're talking a triple net lease type property.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I can tell you now. That the triple net properties get sold here by posting once. A lot of them are not advertised. However, they can end up calling you. Our properties that were sold over $50 million, some of them got started from a want. Anytime you have properties from 5 million up to 100 million and more, they get started from a want. A lot of, if you don't post your wants, you become a secret agent. Nobody knows about it. No wonder people don't make money. We're suggesting you got to get your wants out here in the marketplace where the world can see it. And in the one particular case, a mortgage broker spotted a want for office buildings and called up the agent that had the want here. She was a former teacher with the Ontario Real Estate Association, teaching commercial real estate. She was a member. She's now retired. And they called her and said, do you really have a legitimate buyer? And she had qualified the buyer really good and knew them really well. Said yes. They ended up, he talked to his owner about it. Says, I don't want anybody else to know. Just tell her about it. And make sure it's a confidential thing, confidentiality agreements. And sure enough, and within 8 months, she had made $200,000, started from a want. So what we're going to do is click on the ad have wants on the left, if you could.
Oh, sorry. Oh, have want. Okay.
All right. And can you please read the subject line help from beginning to end? And when you get finished, tell me what is the first word that you're going to be typing in the subject line. Take your time. It's not a race.
Okay. Location, number one.
You would think so, but you have to read the whole subject line help. It's a little trick question. What does that say?
Type the word wanted at the beginning of the subject line.
That's right. So you do not have to say the word haves on ICIWorld, but for once you have to type the word wanted. Everything is a have, but for once you must type the word wanted. Go ahead, capital W.
Like in the subject line. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah. Okay, now the next part is very important. Where are you looking?
Gosh, Windsor to Kingston. Windsor to Ottawa, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to let everyone in the world know that you don't say like Los Angeles, greater Los Angeles area or greater Vancouver area or greater Toronto area. You have to be more specific than that because that means a lot of different things to different people. Right. You use what is called a geographic limitation by city, how far east, west, north, and south by city. And you were bang on, Al, by mentioning Windsor to Ottawa or whatever it is. I'm going to suggest that you do it with one more thing involved. You put the major city in the middle. So you go Windsor to Toronto to Ottawa. Go ahead.
Okay.
And you're going to go to Ottawa, or would you go right to Brockville?
Oh, we've got lots in Brockville, like that whole channel there from St. Lawrence to Ottawa.
Why don't you put it? Why don't you say it to Ottawa to Brockville? Add it in there. Leave Ottawa there to Brockville, and that's that really covers Ontario. Do a comma space, and then say north to. And how far north would you go? I know in our area we use things like number 7 Highway, Newmarket, Barrie, Perry Sound, Aurelia, Sudbury.
Yeah, Sudbury
would North Bay.
We have one property in Sudbury, so that would work too.
Okay, so how about Sault Ste. Marie or the Lakehead?
We don't have anything there, but Sudbury we do.
Okay. Do you want to go right to Sudbury? Go ahead, north to Sudbury. Would you consider Sault Ste. Marie?
I don't think so. I don't think there's enough.
Okay,
people.
fine. Leave Sudbury, do a comma space. And you would include Niagara region, so I think you should put that in there, Niagara region.
Yeah, we have a couple there.
Okay, that's it. That's how you would cover a location for a want. Okay, that's very important that people do all that, because we're getting people, sometimes they don't put the word want in there, and they don't spell it out quite as nice as what you've done here. So nice job. Okay,
great. Yeah.
Now you've covered the location. Now you go to the type of property.
Stopped on my bedroom.
Okay.
It's right there. See it behind the chair.
Oh yeah.
See it? No, right there.
Yeah, that's this. We're.
See it? Right there.
Yeah, that's the GO train. That's right. Okay, hold on one second.
No problem.
Oh, okay. All right.
This conference will now be recorded.
Where I'm located is in Hamilton, Ontario. We overlook the GO train, and she's looking at the GO train right now.
Oh.
And you know something, I have to open the Play-Doh, so you have to hold me for 1 second. I'll be right back, okay? If you don't mind.
This conference will now be recorded.
And thank you much for your patience there, Al. I guess having raised kids over the years, you really understand.
Been there, done that. Yeah. Very cute.
Been there, done that. Okay, so now we put in, you've got, and now right after Niagara region, you have to put in the type of property. So if you follow the guideline of these 4 ingredients, you'll see how you got the location, but the type of property is next. So after Niagara region, do a comma space. And there's different types of property: residential, retail, office, and industrial, land, businesses. What kind of property is this?
Office,
okay. What kind of property? Is it
office building or plaza? Yeah. About one tenant,
office building or plaza. Okay, so why don't you go retail or office?
Okay. Retail's scary these days.
Or shopping centers. Shopping centers or office buildings.
Minimal tenants. That's what. Well, we do have one of those bed stores, Sleep Country or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
We've got a Kentucky Fried Chicken and Taco Bell.
Oh wow.
Single ones, yeah.
So you really, okay, so it's going to be your retail or office, and now you should say, I'm going to suggest triple net lease tenant.
Okay.
With triple net lease tenant. Boy, it's really stuck to the bottom here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her Play-Doh. I'm getting her Play-Doh out at the same time I'm working with you. Hang on. There we go, dear. There we go. I got it all out. She's happy.
What did you call the tenant? I'm sorry.
Triple. I think you want a triple net leased tenant. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So go triple NNN or AAA, triple net leased tenant. What color is that? It's sort of orange.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color? I guess it's pink and blue. I like 2 colors. Blue, that's nice. Triple net leased tenant, that's wonderful. And now put a $ in front of the 2.
Okay. I remember the other day you said you like the M after the million.
And a capital M after the 2.
There we go.
And put a $ in front of the 10. And put an M after the 2.
Okay.
Oh, you got to fix that up. Just $2, capital letter M, a dash.
Okay. And then dash. There we go.
Then dash. Okay. And then we don't even leave a space before the 10. You just leave it like that. That's great. Okay. Now, that really covers, that says it all, doesn't it?
It does.
One more thing. We have another thing that people can search, NNN. Okay. I'm just going to do, that means like triple net lease tenant. That's what you're looking for, right?
Correct.
Now I know you, okay, so this is great. You got Canada, you got Ontario, you've selected all the regions in Ontario.
Mhm.
This is the one that a lot of members miss. And if you miss, and we've got brokers that have not made money here, Al.
Mhm.
And when I go check their listings, they didn't select the cities. So you need to select every single city. You can start at the beginning and drag your mouse to the bottom.
Oops, hang on. That was, there we go.
There's somehow you got to select them all. Do you know how to drag the mouse down and try to
I
select
don't,
them all?
it's on my, it's one of those pad things, so.
Okay.
Is it Kingston the last one?
Oh, no. No. The last one looks going to be Woodstock. You've got about another inch and a half of
Yeah.
sliding a slide bar and probably about another 40 cities.
We'll get there.
And okay, what I'm getting at is that if you miss selecting one city, you can miss making $50,000 for you and the family just because you didn't a crazy little keystroke, and that screws it all up. Now, I'm happy to go through that. These are some of the issues that someday we've got to make it easier for people.
Yeah, select all would be good.
I know that's a good point. Okay, so go back to the top of that list in the business area. And if you take your hand off the mouse, see if I can do it. Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going to go highlight Belleville. I'm going to grab it and bingo and go right down there. But you know something? You've also missed another area. Down here, you missed Northern Ontario, which is Barrie and Sudbury. You've missed Southwestern, which is London. So can you do those ones? Make sure you've got Southwestern and Northern Ontario.
Oh, that.
Okay.
I dragged it that time.
Okay, now see if you can, now that you know how to drag, grab the bell. Oh, beautiful, down to Woodstock.
Yes. There we go.
Okay, now you just learned how to do that. Good man. Oh, I love it.
If you want to go the first time, so there you go.
Okay, now just stay here. So I want to thank you, by the way, for having patience with me, Al, because I cannot speak as fast as everyone thinks. And when I ever say the word important, there's a difference of real estate brokers and salespeople making 50 to an extra $100,000 this year. Because if you miss one thing, you can miss making money.
Right on.
So what you want to do is to make sure you select every single city that applies, or you can be missing doing deals. That's the key thing here. Okay, and business category, you can select multiple business categories. I'm going to suggest you could choose commercial buildings.
I don't want hotels, but yeah.
If it's something triple net leased, you might. Don't forget, it's triple net leased you're asking for. Something that's passive, real passive, secure investment. Okay, if you want to consider industrial, you can. Office, of course, yes. Keep going. There's more in the list there. Okay.
Oh, I've done it. See what's on the shopping center.
Yeah, so on the Safari, I guess it's pretty tricky to do this stuff, isn't it?
I don't know if it's if we went back the other, if we're on Safari or not. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably using Safari.
Commercial buildings. Yeah, shit.
You have to hold the control button down, maybe. Actually, it's the command button you have to hold down. Sorry. The command button, and then select and deselect using your mouse or your touchpad.
Yeah, so I got that.
How can you scroll down with leaving it there?
Let's try that again. There we go. Office and medical buildings.
Net leased. If you miss net leased, you could be missing making money. And you could get a nice net leased industrial building too.
God, I don't want that one. Okay.
Okay, and shopping centers is the key one here. And I think that's it.
Good.
That's it. Okay, go back up and let's see what you've got. No, just in the business category. That's it. Everything looks highlighted. Okay, that looks good. You've got them all.
Good.
Okay, good job. Now, under the date, fill in the next 4 fields. So type description. You can see retail, office, industrial. You can say retail, office, and industrial under type description, net leased. And location, you could basically say Ontario. Sometimes we will copy what's in the subject line and paste it in here, but basically it's Ontario in your case. Now here's where you put the minimum price with all the zeros. 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then underneath that, you're going to put 10, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Underneath that.
Underneath it, the price max, okay.
Yeah. Okay, go back to the subject line, highlight everything. And before you do that, go back to the subject line, highlight everything in the subject line up at the top.
Okay. Copy.
Highlight all of that, yeah. Copy. And go all the way down to the comments area, more than halfway down. There you go. And now you can actually go down to the bottom of the page. And you can actually submit the information.
Oh, very good.
Click on the OK. Let it work. You must give it time. If you end up clicking on submit again, what can happen is it can actually end up submitting it twice. But the reason you have to wait is we're generating emails going out to the industry. There's about 20,000 emails going out a day. And this is busy programming all of the emails to go out. Bingo, it just came on the screen if you notice. So there was a delay. You just have to wait for it. It's actually triggering emails to go out to all of these various email list services. And that's what just happened just now. Okay. Alrighty, so there it is. There's your first listing. But to see how the public sees it, click on my listings on the left if you can. Oh, pardon me. Click on ICIWorld Commercial on the left. And you should be right at the top.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Nicely done. Now go ahead and click on it. Let's see what it looks like. And go down to the bottom of the page and you'll see, now double check all of your personal contact information. Down at the bottom. All your phone numbers correct?
Yep.
Everything looks good?
Where's my email? Oh,
okay, we actually hide your email address so that people can't spam you.
Okay.
But people from Nigeria can still send you an email and you have to read through it. You have to make sure you understand. Do you know about the Nigerian scam about okay, the princess and the bank
dying and I need to give money to somebody?
Yeah, you will get approached by people worldwide, and that's one of the important reasons that people select to work with people like yourself who are a professional in the business that know about this stuff to protect them, because a lot of people are losing money in North America, and a lot of them lose money because they're not dealing with a realtor that know about all this stuff, because realtors can protect them from all of the crap that's going on the internet. By the way, when you're justifying your commission to the owner of the properties that are paying your commission, you tell them all the stuff that you have to go through to get them that one offer that does come in that's qualified. And that helps justify your commission too, that you've had to deal with all these Nigerian scams and all that other stuff that's going on the internet. Too bad Nigeria can't put a stop to that, because they're getting a very, very bad reputation, and a lot of those people are sharp people that could be doing legitimate business, but they choose to do scamming business anyways, that's another story. Okay, let's click on my listings on the left. Click on my listings on the left. Very good. Okay, so that completes our session for adding listings on the service. You can update these ones. You can mark them sold. And if they are no longer available and you didn't have anything to do and they're not available anymore, you can delete them.
Okay.
So you can, and now if they're sold, you'll click on one of them, for instance. If you happen to sell this one, you're going to choose.
The little car, the little one.
They're in the box over there. You'll have to go in the box and find it, or I'll come with you in about another 1 minute and help you. Okay?
Okay.
And you can
Oh, you
mark
mean
them
her.
sold. Oh, sorry, Al. Okay. All right. So that's wonderful. Let's just click on ICIWorld. Hold on. I'm just going to pause this for a moment.
This
All right.
conference will now be recorded.
Thank you for your understanding today. Okay, I'm going to click on member login. Can you click on social media? I'd like everyone to try to do this themselves if they can. Go to social media, and the first thing you do is go down to this newspaper right here and click on subscribe to the newspaper. Did we do this the other day?
I don't think
Maybe
so.
not. Okay, get yourself subscribed. This is a world newspaper that we produce. It comes out every Saturday morning, and you'll get it by email. It's a double opt-in, so put in your email address.
Yeah. EYA.
And fill in the yes. Okay, go ahead and subscribe. You must click on subscribe yet.
Yeah.
Now go down this page slowly, very slowly, and see the articles of interest. And you tell me if there are articles that will interest you having a cup of coffee on a Saturday morning. There should be articles of interest and of value to you. Do you see some that will be?
Not really big on much, but anyway, we'll try to see if they
Pardon me?
I'm real estate. Ask mortgage questions. I should ask that. Mortgage, rent versus buying. No, how does rent? Real estate. Private mortgage insurance. Arms dealing. Financially literate. About money. Hotels. Hotelization. It's that one.
Okay. The point is that do you feel like there will be articles of interest each week for you?
Probably.
Yeah, probably is probably the best way to handle that.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Yeah, there's by the way, there's going to be research articles on the industry, stats on demographics in your area, stats on sales of real estate worldwide, what's happening in different market areas, and it covers the complete gamut: industrial, commercial, investment, real estate, residential, the whole works, and other things for business people as well. Okay, let's close that tab at the top. That's a double opt-in. You'll have to agree to that also later. Hang on. Close that tab. If you could click on the Connect for Facebook there. And if you can click on Follow. That'll keep you up to date on the latest things that are happening. I try to post something once a week.
Yeah.
All right. I close that tab now. By the way, anybody that leaves messages on Facebook, I haven't been really good at answering all the Facebook things, but maybe over time we'll improve on that. So it's cutting edge technology for all of us here as well. The best thing to do if somebody wants a presentation or a demo is just to go to our main website and click on make an appointment. We're just very, very busy doing. We're like a doctor's office, and like a doctor, sometimes we don't have enough time to read all the Facebook. We got to hire people. Click on the Twitter. Connect.
I don't twit.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so you don't have a Twitter account? Just close that tab. Yeah. Just close that tab. I'm going to suggest you consider opening it and then getting connected, because we do put articles of interest there as well. Put it this way: if there's an article of interest that could be of value for members, only then do we put something there.
Right.
Okay, and I usually don't talk about our family and doing all that kind of stuff, we had a great vacation and all that. I don't do that kind of stuff for some reason. Now, if I do, it's just to our own family. YouTube, go ahead, click on connect. I'm not saying it's wrong. I like hearing about everybody's. Click on subscribe. and you'll get the odd video when we make them. We make about one video maybe a week, that kind of thing. And it's usually a recording of a major seminar that we've done. And if you could close that tab, God bless you, and click on Connect for LinkedIn.
I don't do that either.
Okay, we're suggesting that's like your business card on the internet. That's one of the most important ones that you should be getting started. So take that under advisement to really open up LinkedIn. It's like your business card profile on the internet. And when people want to learn more about you, you should get the fact that you're a member of the Canadian Real Estate Association, a member of the Ontario Real Estate Association, a member of your local real estate boards, and you can even put some of your successes and testimonials and the business you cover. It's like your business card, how long you've been in business, so that there's a track record. People can have a faith and confidence that when they deal with you, they're going to be dealing with a really good real estate professional that's going to look after them and take care of them. Okay, let's close that tab. And this is something new we've restarted. Click on subscribe to receive daily real estate. And I'm going to suggest the one that we need for you is going to be the Ontario All right there. And that's the Ontario commercial listings that are coming out once a day by digest. Whether there's 2 listings or 10, you'll only get one email. Go down the page. And we're building all the city ones. The city ones won't be built for about another 4 months for every city in Ontario. And that means that whenever there's a listing in Peterborough, you're going to get it literally within 24 hours. You're going to have an email that something new just came available. But fill this in here. And then put in your name. Okay, good job. And click on subscribe. And click on the OK. All right, good job. Close that tab. Now, let's close this tab as well. And there was one more thing that I wanted to show. If we go back to ICIWorld Home up at the top and click on Seminar.
Out there, yeah. Good.
Yeah. By the way, if anybody needs an extra copy of the orientation file, just take your hand off the mouse for one moment, please. Thank you. You'll see the orientation here. You'll see that you can print out the PDF. This PDF file is like a pilot's checklist for a broker. Every single member should print it out. It's the orientation on how to do everything on ICIWorld to make sure you're taking advantage of things. But what I wanted to do is go down just a tiny bit further, and you'll see that we have a YouTube channel here. Just go ahead and click on that. Just for resource purposes, you can always come in here, and this is where the video today will be posted. Okay, so it'll come up here as an orientation file, just added right in here, right after these ones. You can get through these videos. It covers all the things to help brokers make money. Basically, it teaches brokers of the world how to mine real estate and how to post their listings and how to stop becoming and remaining a secret agent. Because if you know about a piece of information and you don't paste it, just one moment. I just gotta, she's got it over there. Okay, no problem. That was the orange Play-Doh she needed. Okay, let's come back here. And so that's what all these videos are about, to help every agent in the world make money every 90 days or 3 months, be triggering leads. There's 4 billion people out here on the internet where we are, and it's very, very exciting. More exciting today. I'm in a unique position. I see brokers making all kinds of money here. It's very exciting to see them making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a regular basis. Okay, now we're going to cover one more thing, if I may. I'm just going to pause the video here for a moment. Okay,
This conference will now be recorded.
So this is the main DNS website for the company website that L is showing me, and I'm now going to show L how what he should consider having. And the way that I do that is by going to the special subdomain that we have called 50.iciworld.com. I'm going to drag that and leave these samples on your website right there, and I'm going to rename that and rename it to 50. if I may. And if you ever want to delete it, when you're all set, you can just right click on that and you can delete that domain name anytime you want, or that shortcut on your bar. But the reason I wanted to show you this page is this. We're recommending, and this will be all the explanatory things on how to get the website, and then you can click here to find out more and to order a website. We have two levels of websites. One of them is the one that is as little as $16.50 a month. And here's an example of one clean website. And to make this website commercial, you simply change the picture to a commercial picture. If you want it to be residential, you show pictures of a residential pictures. So this is just a residential website by a very professional person called Mary Coughlin with Royal LePage, and wonderful lady. And up here, we completely designed this website, and we set it up with these special buttons up here. Now, in the case of searching MLS, ICIWorld is an official installer for the Toronto Real Estate Board. And so we actually install this search MLS button. You have to be approved to do it. And you can see it here. We've been installing these buttons for many years to search the MLS from websites. So that way, when you join ICIWorld, you send people to your own website and you have them search the MLS from your own website. That way, when they want more information on any listing, they call you. The next thing we do is we put information from other brokers that are members of this website company, which I don't know how many there are in North America, but there's I just don't know how many there are. So tens of thousands, that's for sure. But if they put their listings on here and share their listings to be on your website, when I clicked on residential, if I was to click on one of these listings here, you're going to see that their listings come up on your website and your name is over here on the right hand side. So if somebody is interested in one of these homes, and I call this the ultimate in marketing on the internet, where you can have interior photos of homes being displayed on your website. Isn't that lovely? And they give you a call and they make an appointment with you to go see the home, or you can do a referral. So if this home happened to be in London, Ontario, and you didn't want to go there, or Windsor or some other city, and they say, can you help me, Al? You can say, yes, I can help you. I will have someone phone you back, and you can get a hold of the broker who's got that particular listing and say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral fee okay with you? We're suggesting that all the international brokers in the world, no matter what country you're in, you should be on ICIWorld. You can be facilitating referrals going back and forth all over the world. Very, very easy. Literally within 1 hour to get joined on ICIWorld and 1 hour for the website, and bingo, you're totally up and running, ready to make money. Now, in addition to that, we also install the IDX links from ICIWorld, residential haves and wants, which are, in the case of residential, about 50% of the residential listings on ICIWorld are actually exclusive. And I'm going to suggest we're going to search Eastern Ontario for residential just for fun, just to see what's coming available today. And there they are. There's some of the ones coming available today that are residential. Interesting, eh?
These I never thought of you for residential. I don't know how many people, how many are left in Peterborough. I know there was Betty and a couple other people here.
Okay, if you could just hold on one moment. I just got to take a quick.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so broker, you can actually have brokers from all over the world on here, because when you look at the business category, people can actually choose any area of the world. And this link will be on your website. All brokers in the world can have this on their website. So if people are searching any place in the USA, they can choose any area that they want. If they want to search maybe Southeast USA, they can choose to search all of these states all at once, or they can maybe pick a state that they only want to search Florida. And keep in mind, this is a Canadian broker's website that I'm talking to now. If you're listening to this later, people in the US, this is all that's been posted here in the last 90 days. We're only going to post information here that is being refreshed every 90 days. If I was to search further back, by showing you less than 3 months, I'm going to choose any age just to give you an idea how easily all listings can be showing up here very nicely. But these are all in Florida. So people can actually search this and make connections, give you a call, Al, and you're going to do a referral to that broker that's got that listing in Florida, in Miami, for instance. And you're going to ask for, it's up to you, but a 25% referral fee is one suggestion for doing a referral from a Canadian to buy real estate in Miami, or even any place in Florida for that matter. Okay, so that's how that works, the networking, sharing the listings. You'll also have the commercial real estate on your website, and people can search. All of these buttons are coming from ICIWorld. I'm going to click on Ontario Commercial, and you'll see how the properties come up. And if you want the shopping centers sorted by prices, you would simply click on shopping centers, for instance, under the halves. And there's an example of shopping centers right from $150 million on down. Have you seen this before?
Probably, but not so efficiently.
Okay, very good. So you can see that you should be skilled now more today after being able to search and sort by price, being able to search things literally within 5 to 7 seconds. Give this person a call on this retail plaza. You could be showing it this week, and you could be making in excess of $100,000 because you have some great buyers. What's the top price range your people are looking?
I'm thinking 10.
10 million. Okay, so let's go down to the smaller 10 million price range here. 10 million there. You'll see them. So you got all these plazas to talk to them about. Right? Now, I know you're looking for triple net, and maybe some of these are not triple net, but you can get the idea how you can be looking.
Yep.
Now, the other thing I want to show you too is people can come to your website. They can do a world commercial search. And one of the things people can do, I'm just going to remove the USA and leave it on any area. But I want to go to this keyword search, and I wonder if we have do we have NNN marked down here? I thought we did. Hang on, if I don't have it, I'm going to add it.
There you go.
Where is it?
You're on it.
Oh, I'm on it. That's why I couldn't find it. I was looking away from it. Okay, so NNN lease properties, right? Any place on ICIWorld, and I'm going to change it to any age. I want to get people to see how this system really works. If everybody was keeping their information up to date, you'd have all kinds of opportunities. There they are, and it's mostly wants.
That's me.
But there's one there, but that's a small one. Atlantic County, New Jersey. Oh, there's one for 2 million. Sault Ste. Marie, there's one for 2.9. So there's some in your price range. Okay, there's one for 5 million. Now, I would still give these people a call. I would search back personally if I were you and talk to these people on these older plazas because they may or may not still be available. Okay, and they might know about other ones as well.
Exactly.
There's another one, triple net lease properties. I don't know how to. Okay.
Plus. Yep.
All right, so that's good. All right, now I'm going to show you another quick website that we also supply. Hang on 1 second. I want to close that page. And I'll show you another website. These websites here are, the last ones were $16.50 a month. These ones are a little bit more, but they do have some other features. One of them, I'm going to see if it works for your area. Hang on 1 second. Actually, we're getting out of time here. We've been using up a lot of time.
Yeah, no problem.
I think I'm going to stop here, but this website has some extra special features. It's in the area of $34.95 a month. It also does the what's near me. In other words, you can, the way you can search realtor.ca, homes near me, you can do that on this website. You also have these exclusive listings that will also be on your website. You'll also have VIP condos that are on this website. If I went to visitors tools, I could go down to pre-construction condos all over. People can type in their city and get pre-construction condos here. For instance, in Toronto, it's very popular to have this on your website. So this is just automatically on your website when you get it, and people can search any of these condo projects. If somebody picks a condo project, up comes, a condo project there. Maybe I missed out on it. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, I missed out on displaying. I need a little more time to display this properly.
Don't worry about it,
but we do have a really nice video that displays it. Also, you get sold listings from this website. Also, you can get VOW listings, which is the virtual office website presentations from other brokers on this website. So there's a lot of features on this website that bring it up to $34.95 a month, which is a special down from $50 a month that we have negotiated for members of ICIWorld.
Who does the updating and all that?
The updating is all 100% automatic. So in other words, when you have a website, all the listings, like for instance, if I went to Ontario Commercial or World Commercial, any of these business opportunities, people can click on any of these right now. And if they wanted restaurants and they click on them, these listings are absolutely coming in one at a time. There they are right there.
Yeah,
and these
not that part. I meant the facet of the actual MLS listings, like when I enter it on my...
when you enter your MLS listing, it'll automatically go onto the websites instantly, like
really?
in a very short time, in terms of short time. With ICIWorld, the information is instant. When you hand out a listing to the real estate board, it could be 24 to 48 hours, 72, I don't know, something like that.
Because I just found it tedious for me to manage my own website and, you know, when something sells or change
That's
pictures.
a good point. I've got something special for you. Here it is, the websites that we supply. When you hand in your MLS listing, they automatically go onto your website for you. Isn't that wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very good.
These are one of our other websites here that people can search. World Real Estate Information Network. Okay, so we've got a lot of different things that are going on the internet, all tools for you. The key thing is you want to just add your listings from time to time in summary, and you want to search from time to time. Those are the two biggest things you do. And you want to have your website, which basically is a full-time assistant for you, working on the internet 24/7, helping you to market your listings. One of our seminars, to get a more of a clue on what's really going on here, is to click on how to promote your website. And that's where I'm going to leave you.
Okay.
Okay, any assistance that you need to in the future? We do ask actual people not to call us on the phone, believe it or not. I know it sounds funny. Instead, we ask you to just simply come here and make an appointment. If you have 1,000 brokers calling our office at one time, we'd need 5 people, 200 grand a year to kind of maintain. Instead, we just asked everyone to come here, simply click on 60 minutes or 30 minutes. We added a 30 there, and just click on the day that you're interested in. And if you clicked on the Monday, those are the times that are available.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
that's it for today, and I really enjoyed, and thank you for being so nice and patient and enjoying what we're doing here today. And
that's very fun.
And listen, when you do your first, wasn't she had a little entertainment there? Right?
Oh my, yeah.
Listen, by the way, what was I going to say? Oh yes, when you do your first deal, Al, if you can remember this conversation and bring up, our granddaughter, they say you got your first check in your hand from doing a deal. I really enjoy that moment with you.
Okay.
If you could remember to call, I want to be the first one to congratulate you when you first get your check in your hand. If you give me that chance, I really appreciate it. Listen, all the best to you and the family, and we're always here for you.
Okay, thanks, Gary.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.